What's up, and welcome to Nighttime at the Nerd Bar episode. Ooh, we're getting excited. We're preview what we're going to be talking about. There we go. Nighttime at the Nerd Bar, episode 37. Woo! Monday energy, as always, for you. But yeah, we're excited to be here. We have a live chat going on. So if you're in the live chat, join us, say hello. And there we go. Introduce ourselves. What's up? I'm Carrie Lane and my co-host.
I'm Katie Cullen. Hi, all my buddies.
So I'm wearing my tie-dye one today, Katie, which on me, this one I think is a large. So it is huge, but I'm happy to have it. This is from the Hypeland booth that they had at Anime Expo. So shout out to them. It was really cool to be able to make these. And yeah, so it's a fun one.
Mine is also a little large on me, so I'm planning on modifying it, and I have not yet done that. But when I do, photos on Instagram. For now, it's the D&D stat block shirt.
Yay!
Because we have the stats are weird, but we figured out it was a rogue because high dex and middling charisma. It's probably what this is, or a bard. We don't know.
We got Giga Derek in the chat. Howdy, humans. Howdy.
Hello.
And we got Rob. Hi. Hello. So yeah, we got a lot of fun things to cover today. Announcements of events, movies, tournaments, Comic-Con, and what show we'll be covering. So
yeah, we have settled on an anime to cover. I'm very happy.
This is also in the description down below, which you'll be seeing later. Link to Comic-Con interviews. And then also, if you missed it last week, we spoke with Danny Chambers. Thank you again to that lovely human. We talked about, she is the voice of Becky from Spy Family.
Spy Family.
Yep. So if you haven't watched it,
she was wonderful.
Go check it out. Yes.
Yeah, she was absolutely wonderful.
And so things, obviously, that makes us excited. So things we're excited about. Woo! So exciting thing this weekend. So if you're in the San Jose area, is Crunchyroll Expo. It's the 5th through the 7th. So it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And that should be an epic, awesome time. For more information,
if you're going to Crunchyroll Expo, they're going to show the first 2 episodes of the new season of Mob Psycho 100 there. I need y'all to tell me how they are. I am unfortunately not able to go despite my best efforts. So yeah. I need you to tell me.
Yes, tell us how it is. We unfortunately won't be able to make that one, but tweet at us and let us know. And then hashtag them, because I know Crunchyroll always loves when you include their hashtag on that. For more information on that convention, go check out Crunchyroll Expo online. And where'd it go? I was trying to. I'm trying. This is a new thing, y'all. We're trying to add video here. Okay, so the other big exciting thing that will be at Crunchyroll Expo is I'm going to say their name wrong.
It's like Hatarashi Gakko, isn't it?
Yes, thank you. They will be there, and they were at Comic-Con, and they were amazing. So I'm going to play this. I can't control the volume on the video. So
volume warning.
Yeah, volume warning. Just a heads up. And we haven't really done this yet, so we're excited to try. So here we go. Here is a clip from one of their pieces. All right. They have so much energy and are so weird, and I love it so much. Have you seen their stuff before at all, Katie?
No, that was an option. That was very reminiscent of the Steve Aoki concert.
All right, here's another one real quick. Let's try this. So yeah, oh my gosh, if you can attend, I 100%. Ooh, this is our
the wide shot. I would say I hide nothing, but I got a screen. I'm hiding everything.
Mine is strategically placed. Yes.
Oh, I'm hiding everything. The screen exists for a reason.
Yes.
To put pins in for our conspiracy board.
But yeah, I'm like, where are they? Okay. Just making sure. Yeah, crunchyrollexpo.com. Atarashi Gakko, I am like, when are they going to have a full show? Because I want to see an entire show, because it is this beautiful weirdness, because it's not just like cute weird. It's just weird. And I love that so much. It's so refreshing of like, and they showed up at the second night during the DBZ concert, and they were hanging out in the VIP area, and I got a picture with them, and I was like, practicing what tiny bit of Japanese I know. I was like, oh my gosh, thank you, and you're so cool, and I loved your show.
Nice.
So, Crunchyroll Expo, yo, check that out, and check them out. Another online this one will be online, is Aniplex Online Fest 2022. So this will be in September.
Because Aniplexo was right there.
Oh.
Aniplex Expo, Aniplexo, right there. Right there.
So close. So that will be September 23rd. They'll be from fan favorites to exciting new shows. Aniplex Online will feature 20 anime series for its biggest event yet. And for the first time ever, the free online festival will be streamed in front of a live audience at the Pacifico Yokohama, which I'm like, ooh, that's pretty cool if you're in Japan too. There will be special guests, exclusive programs, live performances, and a lot of big names in music. So that one is, go check out aniplexonlinefest.com. Looks like there's a dash between Aniplex Online and Fest.com.
Online.
And yes, thank you. And then also, for those of us on the English speaking side, make sure to do /EN for English.
Yes.
But yeah, that's very exciting for them to have that. And, especially that you can be able to access it anywhere in the world. And yes. So I have my notes of
we are
so
not
much
out of
exciting
season.
It's very exciting.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, tied into conventions, and this played also at Anime Expo. Katie, there's a certain little show that has some cool stuff coming up.
Little show, come on. It's My Hero Academia. It's My Hero Academia. So as you may remember from our Anime Expo roundup, I talked about the 2 My Hero Academia OVAs that premiered. Well, they dropped today on Crunchyroll if you want to watch them. Now we have titles for them thanks to the press release. Thank you, Crunchyroll. We really appreciate it. They are called HLB, Hero League Baseball. As I mentioned, it is the baseball between heroes, which is just a complete comedy of errors. This episode was hysterical. And Laugh As If You Are in Hell, which is a great title. It's a great title. Like I said, this one was about a graffiti artist who wanted to be a pro artist. People didn't like his art, so he turned to graffiti. But his quirk causes people to laugh uncontrollably. And it's, again, whoever did the sound editing for this, whoever decided on this particular sound effect is a genius, because it had me in stitches every time, as well as the rest of the audience in the panel room. So I honestly prefer Laugh As Though You Were in Hell. I thought that one was funnier, and I thought it had a slightly better story, but they're both great. They're both episode length, so it's a nice little 40-minute double feature. They are available on Crunchyroll, so park it. Enjoy some My Hero Academia. Laugh As Though You Are in Hell while we wait for the next season, which is probably going to make us cry, because it's My Hero Academia, and that's what they do. But yeah, those OVAs dropped today, August 1st. So cue them up and enjoy.
Yes, and more August stuff. We get Dragon Ball.
Oh my God. Dragon Ball Superhero. Now, what was it, like the 17th? I think were tickets?
18th. You can start getting tickets at check your local theater first. But when I just looked up right now, I had some pop up in my area, and I live in a smaller town that I was like, oh, they already got stuff, and I'm excited.
Yeah, we're starting to see a lot more reach for anime movies in movie theaters, and not necessarily through Fathom events. They aren't necessarily like one-time things. We're starting to get more regular showings, which is amazing. And that's what we're looking at with Dragon Ball Super Superhero, which is, we've talked about it more than once on this show. It's the newest movie. It's dropping this month. If you were at Comic-Con and you went to the panel, you got to see the first 20 minutes. But yeah, this is I'm very excited. The super movies have all been absolutely incredible. I mean, they just kept getting better, in my opinion, and you will very rarely find me saying that a Broly anything is amazing, but the Broly movie was fantastic. I am excited to see how Superhero raises the bar. I am excited to see what they do with this. I want it. I'm going to be getting my tickets very soon.
Yes, and go make sure you go support, because we want to continue having anime in theaters. If it's available in your area, and if you're able to go to the theaters, definitely recommend.
Yeah. If you feel safe going to a theater, please do. If you do not feel safe going to a theater, that is 100% valid. We are still in a pandemic. Watch it on Crunchyroll. I assume that it will eventually drop on Crunchyroll once its theatrical run is finished. I would be surprised if it didn't. But that's an assumption on my part. Don't take that as like, that's not an announcement. That's me assuming that that's where it's going to go when it hits streaming. Regardless, support.
I think it's going to do well, and because even at Comic-Con there was they had a whole DBZ like statue. I feel like they were life size. Like, I didn't really get, it was always a crowd there, but they had figures that were essentially life size of the characters, packed always. Everybody's taking pictures with it. I feel I was talking to somebody else that like Dragon Ball is one of those titles that most people, even if they don't really watch anime, that's a title a lot of people know. So
I think like Dragon Ball,
another movie.
Because they talk about like the big three being One Piece, Naruto, and Bleach. Was having this conversation with someone, but Dragon Ball and Sailor Moon, those two franchises, are in a class of their own.
Yes. And even I bet people, even if they had never watched anime, they would recognize Sailor Moon, and maybe they wouldn't know the name of Dragon Ball, but they'd be like, "Yeah, I recognize it," you know?
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, I saw a kid wearing a shirt with those people on it yesterday. Just like one of those, when you could buy the shirts at Walmart before you could, or like Kohl's in the early 2000s, you could buy Pokemon, DBZ, and Sailor Moon shirts at like Kohl's. You couldn't really do that with any other anime franchise, but it's those big blockbuster sort of franchises that have managed to do that. Not to disparage the big three, they are all extremely successful, but like, there's such a difference, and it's so hard to quantify. It's the difference between being big in anime and big everywhere.
Yes. And we'll see, hopefully, if more theaters, keep getting anime in theaters, which is awesome. It'll just continue to grow for everybody. So it's like, yes.
And doing it a regular run instead. There's nothing wrong with Fathom events, mind you.
Yeah, I mean, those are cool, but if you can't make that one time, it's definitely nice. So,
but like the fact that it's in as like regular runs and regular show times, as opposed to being 1 or 2 days or times as a Fathom event, is mind-blowing to me. Just mind-blowing. You didn't used to get anime in theaters unless it was a Miyazaki movie.
Yeah.
So like,
you'd be like,
I remember when Princess Mononoke dropped in theaters. I did not see it, and I didn't see it for a few years. And even then, when I did see it, it was a lot for like 8th grade Katie to handle. But I remember reading the movie reviews because it was in theaters. And it's like, wow. And now it's like, yeah, the newest Dragon Ball movie's in theaters.
Also,
8th grade Katie could never have known.
Right? There's so much.
We are living in the good times. We are no longer in $30 at Suncoast for a DVD with 3 episodes times.
Or a VHS.
Or it's those white VHSs that ADV used to release.
And
those white. I remember
when
those.
People made you essentially a mixtape of anime songs too. I
still have a few of those CDs, Sharpied on them. Oh yeah, there are things saved in my iTunes that are just like Those Who Hunt Elves opening. What's it called? I don't know.
Yeah,
That's what it is.
Speaking, I was like pulling it up because I was like, wait, there's another one. Also coming to theaters soon for a different flavor of anime. We got G-Kids releasing Inuo on the 12th.
Yep.
And this one, after seeing their panel at Anime Expo, sounds super cool. So if you're into metal music and music, that's kind of part of it, which I was like, ooh, intriguing. Yeah. And just the unique members of society who made an impression, but maybe didn't get to be recorded as much because recorded in history because they were unique and different. So that sounds like it'd be really cool. So if that sounds something that's more your jam, check that out for G-Kids. And that will be nationwide on the 12th. So that's exciting. With that one, I was like, I thought there was another one.
So yeah, but... see Inuo, and then next week see Superhero. You're good.
Yes, great.
It'll be great. It'll be great.
And I think they're still doing, Fathom Events, though. Speaking of Fathom Events, is still doing the Studio Ghibli Fest through October.
Yeah, yes. And like I said, nothing wrong with Fathom Events. No. There's, when they dropped Dark Side of Dimensions, that was a Fathom event. Yeah. So, like, I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
Yes, and support your local movie theaters. So
support your local movie theaters and support your local libraries.
That too.
You want to try out a new manga? See if it's at your library. They do interlibrary loan. They also have lynda.com. They also have Hoopla. Hoopla's amazing for like audiobooks and digital comics and whatnot. I read all of The Wicked and the Divine that's available through Hoopla. And boy, that comic is a trip. It's great, but it's a trip. They have subscriptions to academic journals and multiple newspapers. Like, you can get so much with a library card, you guys. So support your local libraries. They are one of the few institutions that does not require you to spend money to be there.
Also, it does support the artists. So don't think like, oh, I'm not buying that thing. It still supports them. You getting their stuff at the library. So
checking a book out from the library that is still a purchase that was made of the authors, artists, etc. Book, music, movie, whatever you did, whatever they did, it still supports the artist. It's don't buy them on Amazon and then return them. That's not a library service. That's not how that works. That's actually bad for the writer. Get them from your local library. You can get ebooks at your local library. You can get audiobooks at your local library. The same way you check out regular books and then you just put them on your device. Super easy. Barely an inconvenience. Seriously, though, support your local libraries. And when voting comes up to vote for more budget for them, get them bigger budgets. They do things like help people with job interviews and help you with resume stuff and do after school programs for kids. And like, they're important, you guys. Summer reading programs. They're very important. Support your local libraries. I say that like I don't have a bag of like 8 cozy novels that I picked up from my library this weekend. I totally do. They're like, your reserves are in, and I'm like, trick or treat.
I'm using Hoopla for language learnings.
Yeah.
So they're very helpful now. It's like very easy.
Oh my God. Yeah, it's great. So
all right,
do the thing, support your local libraries. This has been your PSA for the day. It's very important.
It is. I feel that covered our main things we're excited about and something Katie's always excited about. Well, bam.
We are going to talk so much about Overwatch League, you guys. This tournament was nuts, and also it's contender season. Actually, I'm going to do this for a hot moment because you got to prepare. We're actually going to talk about contenders first because I am very proud of them this past week. Their little collective action. So, this past week, we've had Korea and Australia play matches a few weeks ago, and we're having them play again later. But this entire past week was what they called the A-Sides tournament, and it is Europe and it is the North American regions contenders. Contenders Europe has some bangers in it, you guys, and Contenders North America is kind of terrifying. So for those not familiar, Overwatch League's Tier 2 scene, so their minor leagues, are called Contenders, or lovingly referred to as Tendies by those of us who watch. Yeah, Tendies is on, yes! So what happened this week is there was a tournament for Europe and there was a tournament for US. On Thursday, when they played, it was supposed to be matches going to best of 7, so first to 4 would win. And on the Europe side, it was O1 Esports and Munich Esports. And evidently all the teams had been communicated to, yes, it's a best of 7. So one team hit 3, and then the other 2 got 2 maps and was starting a reverse sweep, which is kind of crazy in a best of 7. And then the Contenders admins went, oh, wait, it was supposed to be best of 5. We're stopping the match now at a 3-0. Everyone kind of went, excuse me, what just happened? Because you approach a best of 7 strategically different than you would a best of 5. So there was it ground to a halt. They completely stopped the match. And then they're like, okay, you're the winner. You're going to go and face Ex Oblivione. Ex Oblivione basically sat down. The whole team sat down and went, we're not playing until they finish their match. You said it was a best of 7. We all knew it was a best of 7. We're not playing. They went on strike.
Good on them.
Oh my God, yes. The live chat and I'm listening to this during work going, I thought we were in the middle of a match. There was a Torbjorn 1v1. What is happening here? Why does the whole chat say contender strike? Because they all went on strike, because they all went, that's not fair. The stream went down for about an hour, during which time evidently there were phone calls. We were trying to figure it out. And then the stream cut. And I feel bad for the announcers who had to come back on and say, hey guys, we're done for the day. Join us again in a couple hours for North America. I'm like, oh, I didn't think I'd feel sorry for Dustin Bowerman, but man, after this week, that's not an easy thing to do. North America stream was delayed for about 45 minutes, and there was talk about the American team striking as well. And essentially what happened is Contenders released a little press release saying, so it was supposed to be a best of 5, and we communicated that it was a best of 7. The website said it was. We told the teams that it was. So tomorrow, early, we're going to pick up that game where we left off with the 3-2 and the map choice for, I think it was Munich. I honestly don't remember. And then we'll play the lower we'll play the lower bracket finals and then the finals. It'll be great. And we basically went, yes! So the fact that this worked, that we had a strike and that it worked, and then NA was delayed, but they played as normal because the issue had been resolved. I usually go into Contenders matches like, this is fun. I enjoy this. I like hearing these names. Some of them are names I recognize just because I've been watching Contenders for a while. Some of them are names I recognize because they're former Overwatch League players and they've kind of, stepped down a little bit, little less pressure. But there weren't really any teams where I'm like, I am a hardcore fan of this team. This is the one I'm following. After this week, I'm an Ex Oblivione fan for doing that, for being a very vocal part of that strike, coach, organizer, team, everyone going, no, we're not playing till the match is done. Like, that was incredible. Points to everyone who participated in the strike. I'm very happy that worked and that they banded together to do that. So, yeah, kudos to them. Kudos to the participants in the Contender Strike 2022. More power to you folks. Amazing.
Yeah, because when there is a strike, you need everybody to be on the same page. And that is an occasion that sounds like, yeah, that's not cool. And
the admins were saying like, hey, if you do this, you may be disqualified from the B-Sides tournament later on. And they're just like, so like that. Amazing. Yes. So yeah,
that's definitely good sportsmanship of,
oh my God, yes.
It's somebody you're playing and that's not fair. And yeah. You
can
easily go, I'll take it and, move ahead, progress. It's like, but did you really win?
Yeah. We have some team rivalries, but tier 2, like, we're all in this together. Mm-hmm. So that was absolutely amazing. And then I got to watch my favorite caster duo. Rich Rad and Kenobi are fantastic. Beautiful chaos duo. Love them. So let's talk a little bit about the pros. Let's talk about Overwatch League. Let's talk about the mid-season madness tournament living up to its name. And the first thing I want to pin down is 3 weeks ago when we talked about this, when we went in for predictions, I said my bet was on Gladiators to take it all, that at least one match was going to end in a C9, bonus points if it was the title match. In the title match, the Gladiators beat the San Francisco Shock 4-2, and the final map was a C9. I called it. Oh my gosh.
You should have placed money on that bet.
Oh my God. I was howling when that happened. Cause like we had C9s in this tournament. We've had C9s this whole tournament arc. Like I said, amazing Sojourn play and C9s. So just the fact that actually happened. Oh my God, transcendent. You gotta feel bad for the Shock to go down like that. Like we thought we were gonna get a map 7. We thought it was gonna go all the way, but no. Nope, it was a C9. Good old Charles IX rearing his ugly head once again. It was amazing. For those of you like, I'm not sure I believe that. I actually clipped that bit where I talk about C9s and predictions.
I was going to say, you better be posting that.
Like, oh no, I clipped it and I posted it on my YouTube channel the day after we talked about it. So like, it's there. It's time-stamped. It's date-stamped. This was...
You have the receipts.
I have the receipts. Oh my God. Yeah. I'm not really surprised that the APAC region only went so far. I thought the Dragons were going to go a lot further than they went. I am surprised that Philly, of all teams, got as far as they did. I thought Spark would be the one to take it home. But I'm also not surprised that Philly got as far as they did and then dropped the ball, because that's what Philly does, unfortunately. And there were a lot of memes and jokes about Philly fans who know versus Philly fans who don't know. And the Philly fans who know are like, we've had a good run. Let's see what happens. And then, oh, yep. So watching all of the brand new Philly fans kind of crash and burn after that loss, I'm sitting here going, as an Outlaws fan, you get used to it. It's hard, but you get used to it. Outlaws also did a little better than I thought they would, honestly. I'm not surprised they got taken out by Atlanta in the lower bracket, given that Atlanta made it all the way to third place. Atlanta does a lot of always the bridesmaid, never the bride when it comes to tournaments. This was not a surprise, given that the Gladiators, they knocked the Gladiators to the lower bracket, and the Gladiators basically went, excuse you, no. I think... I have the bracket open. Why am I not looking at it? There were like, it was a literal week's worth of matches with 3 or 4 games every night for 6 days. It was a lot. Yeah, it was San Francisco that knocked the Gladiators to the lower bracket. And then Atlanta, who knocked Philly out and was hoping to knock out the Gladiators. And the Gladiators basically went, nah. Are you kidding me? Nah. And yeah, San Francisco had a very, very good winner's bracket run. And then they lost to the Gladiators in that rematch. So when San Francisco comes back, I don't know if they're playing on the 11th, because we're not getting league back till the 11th. Everyone kind of needs a little time to breathe, and also to get used to the Junker Queen patch that they're going to be playing on. That's also the fun of watching Contenders this past week. Contenders has been on the Junker Queen patch for like a month. They've had it for a good long while, and some of the Junker Queen play has been amazing. League was not on that patch yet, so we're going to get to see league-level Junker Queen play when they come back, and I will be very, very interested to see how that changes things. What that dive is going to look like, because Junker Queen is a very, very aggressive tank. And I'll also be interested to see how that changes London's play style and how they go up against things, because London has been leaning super hard on the crazy Rush Reinhardt play. That's what they've been good at. That's how they got into this tournament. Unfortunately, they didn't make it quite as far, but they knocked Atlanta into the lower bracket on the first match. So, like, London's not necessarily one to be messed with, but they've still got a little ways to go. So, yeah, just this entire tournament arc was nuts. There was so much happening. And a lot of the games, I think when the tournament ended, they said that 80% of the maps that could have been played were played. So many games went to map 5s. which is, I don't want to say it's unusual, but it was a sign of the caliber of play that we saw in this tournament. Because if everything goes to a map 5, that's a lot of evenly matched teams. You get a lot of 3-0s, you get some 3-1s, you get some tie maps in there. Not as many on Overwatch 2, but we did get a tie map in the match between the Outlaws and the Gladiators. I want to say the week before the tournament. Oh no, in the tournament. Day 2 of the tournament. This was a very long tournament. There was so much, you guys. When I say that Overwatch League has its tournament arcs, I'm not kidding. This was like 40 hours of Overwatch. It was great. It was so good. But yeah, just the fact that we had such evenly matched play, especially when we started getting into the later matches, the people who remained, the people in the lower bracket who were fighting to stay in. Absolutely incredible play. Cannot wait for, like, we're getting the Summer Showdown, which I think is probably going to just be regional tournaments again. But the finals, I will be amazed if the season finals aren't another tournament like this one. I will be here for it, and they better hold them in Los Angeles. They were supposed to hold the finals for last year in Los Angeles. And then we had a COVID surge. And like responsible human beings, they canceled the event because it wasn't safe to go to. So they're holding, I think, the Summer Showdown up in Toronto. Toronto is hosting. So yeah, for the finals, can we park those in LA? Can we just park it in LA? I would love to go. I have so many purple shirts. I'm wearing one right now because my other Gladiator shirts are all in the laundry. But yeah, I'm here for it. I'm excited. I cannot wait till the 11th when we get Overwatch back. So, we're going to get Overwatch back, and then you can go see Inuo in theaters, and then you can go see Superhero in theaters. It's great to be a nerd, you guys. It's great to be a nerd. So
much going on. Yes.
It's so much fun. So yeah, that was the Mid-Season Madness tournament. It lived up to its name, and I am still losing my entire mind that the final match actually ended in a C9. Nobody is immune. Nobody is safe. Charles IX is everywhere. And the Overwatch League YouTube channel just put up a compilation of the season's C9 so far. And
you need a video of like the clip before and then like essentially a reaction one.
I do.
And like go from the one and then be like later, or make it really obvious, like
just kind of stage as the event goes.
Yes.
Yeah. No, but seriously, just watch the C9 video on the Overwatch League YouTube channel. They set it to the Ave Maria. It's hysterical.
That's funny.
It's so good. And if you're like, why does she keep talking about? That's why. It's a whole thing. I can't imagine playing for Cloud9 and knowing that you are the reason that this is a thing. You named this. You have one thing in Overwatch named after you, and it's people getting off the point. Cloud9 does good
something,
stuff. It's yeah, sure, it's something.
It's recognition.
Honestly, I wonder how many people will just be like, oh yeah, C9. Know the origins. Like, I'm sure a good amount do, and I'm just as sure that a good amount don't. So, like, was named after the Cloud9 organization, who's a tier 2 team, was so known for getting off the point that they named it after them. Yikes.
They should. There's probably some interview somewhere where somebody asked them about that. And that would be curious to know what they say.
Honestly, I'm not entirely sure if the player, because this predates Overwatch League. Mm-hmm. I'm not entirely sure that the players who were on the team at the time are still in the scene. Like a lot of times we have players retire and become coaches. That's where McGravy is. He played for the Valiant. He did Contenders for a little bit, and now he's coaching for the Florida Mayhem. So, we have a lot of retired player coaches. Jake as well on the Outlaws. Same thing.
Yeah.
So who knows? Who knows?
Yes.
But yes, this has been Katie yelling about Overwatch and being really super proud of Contenders once again. Like, y'all, Contender Strike 2022. You guys did a great thing. Keep it up.
I was trying to get. Oh, there we go. Our secret banner we'll be doing soon.
Secret banner. Oh
yes,
yeah.
I didn't ready yet.
You were doing show prep while I was over here losing my mind over Charles IX.
No, it's fine. So the other exciting thing that just happened, speaking of not really a tournament, but Comic-Con just went down this past weekend, and as I said earlier at the beginning, check out the description down below for a link to the FANVERSATION interviews. Myself and Yael Tigo went and got some cool interviews. It was definitely a different Comic-Con because normally press rooms, there's tons of them. You are back-to-back busy, and there just weren't as many this year. But there literally is not as much out, so there's no content to do a press room for, but that's okay. It was still a really great time. Some of the ones that were, I'm like, top of my head, they were cool. Orville, I've been watching the Orville, so it was really great to talk to a lot of them. And there's going to be a National Treasure series, which sounds really fun. I like the National Treasure films and meeting the cast and the showrunners who also wrote the original films. I was like, ooh, okay, I'm intrigued. They also spoke with some new Power Rangers. That was fun out on the floor. And excited for what that new season's going to bring. That's going to be on Netflix. And more. So go check out that link to watch them.
So much stuff.
Yes.
So much good stuff.
And Crunchyroll had a huge presence there with their concert series, which we showed the beginning, Atarashigako, which is great. And then also the Dragon Ball concert, which I'm like, here we go. Yes.
This is the one that I'm super bummed that I missed.
This one was really cool in terms of it was completely free to the public. I don't even think you needed a badge. I'm not 100% on it, but I don't think you did. Like, it was free. It's a beautiful amphitheater. I think it's just called the Shell. It looks like a giant shell.
Yeah.
And just, fun to nerd out and come with friends. So another one of those, check your volume. I don't think this one's too super loud, but I can't control the volume. But here you go. Here is one clip of that. And they did decorations on the shell, which is like, that's so cool. So here we go. So they had live singing. They had the San Diego Symphony Orchestra. And then check out that decoration on the banner of it. I was just like, that's so cool.
Yeah.
And then let me see if I can add the other one here. Thank you, everybody, for bearing with trying new things on here.
Yeah.
And of course, you got to go out with a bang. So check that out. So they did a lot of the...
Of course they ended with Headshala.
They had a lot of the theme songs from over the years. They actually... Oh, now I know how to do volume. Here we go. Theme songs over the years. They also had different scenes play out and did orchestra, did the score for it. So that was really cool. And I'll be honest, I'm not super caught up with all my Dragon Ball Z stuff, but it was still really neat. And even if you've never watched Dragon Ball, it's still a renowned orchestra performing anime. That just is so cool in and of itself. So props to Crunchyroll of such a neat idea and getting people together to come out for this. It was definitely very crowded.
We've had symphonic concerts touring for Final Fantasy. We actually went to the Final Fantasy VII one last year. It was amazing. Kingdom Hearts, when that one comes back around again, I need to go. And Zelda, like symphonic concerts for nerd properties is not necessarily a new thing, but this is still, there's a reason I was telling everyone, like, you gotta go, you gotta go, you gotta go. They do amazing music.
Also,
so that's still just incredible.
There we go. Right here. Eternus is I know, side pivot, was comic book that Andy Serkis is involved with. He was not there, but I talked with some of the team behind that. Disney Plus had a activation space for kids, and then oh, I dropped my flag. I got this for you, Katie, too, of an extra one of, they got a little flag. Oh. And so they had these at the concert on the first night, and they're like, here, you can have your flag. And then check out that best boy action. So they gave these out to everybody for free as well. So I was like, ooh. So I think that was actually the first night. Yep. And then, of course, you get if I can turn. There we go. Yes. Yep. But yes. So thank you, Crunchyroll. Woo.
Yeah.
I was putting up my decorations, and
now you did the D&D activation, right?
I didn't get to make it over there because it was always full and or a line, and so I was like, I can't make it.
Well, dang, we should have put this into things we're excited about then. That D&D movie trailer,
right?
Oh my god, I'm halfway through writing this article, so it will be up on FANVERSATION when it's done. But the thesis of this, and I truly believe it, is Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves will be good because there's a gelatinous cube in it. You have no idea what a gelatinous cube is, do you?
No.
It is. It's a D&D monster. It is obviously not one of the better known ones because, like, we see you have the Beholder, you have obviously the eponymous dragon, Displacer beasts are getting more popular, and of course the Mimic. You watch the trailer. The Mimic is the treasure chest that opens up and has just teeth and tongue everywhere. Like the better known monsters. The gelatinous cube is a 6-foot cube of acidic murder jello that likes to eat people and dissolve them slowly. It's one of those monsters that, in the hands of a talented GM or an arrogant party, can be terrifying, but it's also goofy as hell. So, I love it. I love gelatinous cubes. Actually, if you've seen Disney Pixar's Onward, they understood the assignment. It came out right before the pandemic hit.
Which one was Onward? Oh, no, I didn't get... Yes, okay.
You got to see it. It's so good. It's very much a nerd movie. But so Honor Among Thieves will be good because it has a gelatinous cube in it. I'm writing this article. It'll be on fanversation.com soon.
I look forward to
it. Yeah, it's definitely one of those like clickbaity sort of titles, but I'm like, I will support this point.
Well, D&D actually tied to anime and the experience, because unfortunately I wish this had happened differently, but it's fine. It worked out great. Quincy's Tavern, Quincy, who, if you are follow them on TikTok, he makes these amazing videos that feels like you showed up at a tavern, and they're very soothing and like just someone nicely talking to you.
They hired him. He was
I know. I met him at the first night of the Crunchyroll events, and I was like, oh, I've seen your videos, and I found them organically, and which is always fun to find someone like, you know, pops up in your For You page. TikTok sometimes thinks I play D&D. I'm like, I don't, at least not yet. But I know
because you're a nerd.
Yes.
And at the moment, D&D is becoming one of those nerd properties where we're no longer shoved in the closet with moms afraid that we will be like sacrificing children to Satan. The satanic panic was a thing and a problem, yo.
Yeah. So Quincy was at the event and is in one of my TikTok videos. I did a fun one, so you'll have to check that out on my TikTok. Nice. I'll probably be putting it over on my Instagram. He was super nice to be part of it, as well as Jennings Brower, who is does a Lucifer cosplay. Also, there's also interviews. He's in that and did interviews with King Vader, who we've interviewed on a couple different red carpets, who makes really cool live action anime and other properties. Yeah. But all that tied in. But then Quincy was like, yeah, I'm at the tavern. And then it just was like, oh, I wish I had known because I would have come by. And I'm like, damn, nabbit. But that's okay.
Just from the stuff that I was seeing, the tavern looked
looked really
good.
cool. Yeah. I wonder if they would bring it back for like, you know what? They might make it as an LA experience the way they did like Arcane. That I'm like, I wonder. Because I mean, obviously,
because Arcane was a much bigger, more sprawling experience.
But I mean, like they could take what they made at the tavern and do that in LA. I feel they would do it in Los Angeles for when the movie comes out. I'm like, maybe.
Catch me out here first in line, like, yes.
See, it did well that I feel they could do it. But yes. Anyway.
And that trailer, the movie looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. It's pegged that great irreverent tone because it's we're no stranger to D&D adaptations. If you're an anime fan, Record of Lodoss War is a D&D adaptation. It's a group of friends who wrote down their tabletop campaign and then adapted it into an anime. So trivia for those who did not know. But we've seen some great ones. We've seen some wild ones. We've seen some weird ones. And we've also seen the 2000s Dungeons & Dragons movie, which was a whole option. Jeremy Irons chewing scenery as the villain was fun. Let's go with fun. But because of, and I don't want to sit here and lay the blame at anyone's feet, but for a fantasy epic, you expect certain things. And I think a lot of people have looked at Critical Role and the stories that have come from it, especially with the Legends of Vox Machina adaptation, and gone, oh, you know, D&D is like, it's this really big fantasy thing, and it's very dramatic, and it's very, and you know, it absolutely can be. There are some incredible things that happen in tabletop games that you will just remember forever. The other thing you'll remember forever is that time that every single person in your party rolled a nat 1 trying to open a locked door. Like, it's dumb shit that makes a D&D campaign every bit as much as the big epic moments. And the tone for this trailer has nailed that perfectly. Between the huge fights that we see and the jokes about, oh, you make plans that don't work, and our tiefling druid shapeshifting into an owlbear. Fight me, internet. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. And that is my stance on that. It's like, oh, I like that. And Chris Perkins said it was okay, so who are the rest of us to argue? So yeah, it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. I cannot get over how good this cast is. I cannot get over how good they look. And I'm very excited to see where this goes, because there's a lot you can build on the bare bones of fantasy epic. We helped the wrong person steal a powerful artifact, and now we have to avert the apocalypse. Like, that story's been told 1,000 times. Tell me what you're going to do with it. Tell me what's new.
Exactly. And so
I'm so excited.
How do you do it? Yeah.
Exactly. How do you want to do this? There we go.
So yes, as we said before and say it again, check out the description down below for links to Comic-Con interviews. And then I'm like, and then also this side on my channel, as well as the FANVERSATION pages, there are highlight videos of experiences. Also check out the FANVERSATION website. Were some of the activations worth your while or not? I saw Gray Man, which we'll get to things to watch or not. The experience was cool, but it was a bit too long of a wait for what it was.
Fair.
But it's kind of like a roller coaster. You waited that long for what it was. So yeah. FX activation was probably the most massive and really fun, but I think I probably enjoyed that the most because we got to go during the press time, so it wasn't that crowded. So I'm kind of curious when regular people went through how much they spaced you, because it's mostly photo ops. Like walk through, the beginning was American Horror Stories, plural, because I've had a few people have had to explain there's American Horror Story and there's American Horror Stories.
Yeah, that's what the new series is called.
Yes.
I keep getting YouTube ads for that, and that is disturbing.
I would think you wouldn't like it. So the beginning of the maze is spooky and kind of like a haunted maze, which was cool. Like you just kind of walk through. Great photo ops, cool spooky things of people trying to scare you. They had some scare actors be like the dolls of the ads. Oh my gosh, props to those actors. They looked phenomenal. So props to the makeup people and them. They did such a good job of commitment, as well as they had What We Do in the Shadows, which was super fun. It was like a circle photo op thing, and it was super AC'd, which was nice.
Nice.
And it was like Little Demon or something, which was next, which is a new show. They got, you could get hot sauce. You played a game, and one of the prizes was hot sauce or a hat. I got the hot sauce, so that was cool. And so, yeah, that one was just a neat, like, multiple, I do this, I'm like, touch, because before you went into the Little Demon, they had, like, tubular little rods of different, like, flamish colors before you went in. And that just, it's nice to have a multi-experience.
So kind of like a hanging curtain?
Yeah, but it was like, they had it at the Getty for not the Getty. They had it at the LACMA for a bit, something similar to that, where it's like rubber tubes but like dense. I'm describing this wonderfully. But yeah, it's just and then I am super paraphrasing, but I was hearing one of the FX reps behind me interviewing being interviewed, and essentially they liked making the activations as a way for the fans to be able to connect with the shows, and I really thought that was cool. And it was a neat way to physically interact with the show and enjoy it versus just, it was not just a stand up picture thing. It was like an experience. So I that one I really like. So that one's also on the FANVERSATION Instagram, Twitter, and it's on my TikTok. So yes. All right. So this one, so yes, Comic-Con was awesome. It was a lot of fun. I did not get sick at all. So
yay!
Yes. And I don't know anybody who got sick. So even better. I was like, yes.
I know a handful of people, but some of them were like people who were on stage in panels. So like people who were unmasked because they were in panels promoting, etc. So it's one of those, like, the mask really does make a difference, y'all.
I had only places where sometimes there were some nighttime event things, but a lot of places I appreciate they left a lot of doors open, so it wasn't like super enclosed. But
so you get some ventilation going. Yeah.
But yes, there was at least one or two clubs we popped into, and I'm like, I don't know any y'all. I'm gonna wear my mask because that was not just Comic-Con people. Oh, they made you wear a wristband similar to Anime Expo, but Anime Expo did a better job. They had the plastic wristband. This was like paper stuff.
Yeah.
And it was AF. I'm sorry, Comic-Con. That was not a good wristband. Mine didn't fall off, but it was still like, Anyway. All right, so this one is more of an announcement of what will be watched, because it'll be what you should check out. Up with us. Bam! Woo! We're going to be talking Overlord Season 4.
I have finally convinced Carrie to catch up on it.
Yours truly is trying really hard to catch up. I'm on Season 2, Episode 3. So I watched all of Season 1 this weekend and part of Season 2.
I love this show so much. And it's weird because you've seen enough of this show to know that it's not something that would usually be up my alley.
Right. Yeah.
You've seen enough of this to be like,
yeah.
This, I blame Mother's Basement. He did a video on it. And I was like, oh, that sounds interesting. And then I had a flight. So I had Verve at the time, where a paid Verve account would let you download episodes and watch them offline. So I watched first 2-3 episodes of Overlord on a flight, and I was like, I need the rest of this now. Straight into my eyeballs. Let's go. So the fact that we have a 4th season and a movie at some point, that was announced at the same time Season 4 was. Again, I've seen up through Season 3. I haven't started watching the 4th season yet, in the hopes that this would happen. So thank you, Carrie. Next week, we start watching Season 4. We are going to do 2 episodes a week until we catch up, and then we're just going to keep up with the air dates. I'm so excited. I love this show. This show also hurts me. Can't wait to see the 4th season opening theme and be like, oh, there's a bunch of people in this theme that aren't the main characters. It's a coin flip on whether they'll live.
Yeah, I feel...
And here's the thing, because you're only a couple episodes into Season 2, so you haven't really gotten the brunt of this yet. It really is 50-50 odds on whether a non-main... It's like, we've got our main, 9 people.
It's like Attack on Titan.
Yeah, it is straight up 50-50 odds on whether the people who show up in the opening will still be alive at the end of the season. The show does not give you any indication up until it happens. And some of them live, some of them don't. And the theme does the openings do a really good job of just not spoiling you. Like, this series is so well crafted, and it hurts me, and I keep coming back for more because I enjoy it so much. And I'm kind of curious to whether you can guess who my favorite character is.
Are they part
like
of
our main
core?
Yeah. Our main villain core, if you will.
Yeah. Well, it's
the followers of Ainsul Gown.
Because it paints, just because they're like the evil looking ones, they're not necessarily bad.
Yeah, they're just drawn that way.
Things where they do some things, but
oh yeah, no, they have some buck wild morality, and they were built as villains. But my favorite of that group.
I feel bad. I'm gonna guess, but I'm like,
I will probably not be insulted. I think there's one where I'd be like, really? But
well, one I'm liking more, and we don't see him a ton, is our Demiurge.
Demiurge is amazing.
Yes, I like him.
I am not surprised that you like Demiurge.
He's a good one.
He's good. Not my favorite, but
one of the twins.
No.
Okay.
But I do like him.
I do like him.
Cocutus is my favorite. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
I was actually, you know what? Damn it. I was kind of thinking
you
that.
were thinking Cocutus and then went, yeah, no. Cocutus is my favorite. He just, you give me this honorable warrior stereotype, and then you give me, I think it was like episode 2 where they're talking about, oh, well, we want an heir for Lord Momonga. Well, you know, if we has an heir, he can ride on my shoulders. And I'm like, damn it, that's it, that did it. Okay.
He was like, I would be overjoyed to take care of an heir, and I was okay.
I love Cocutus.
They do so a good job of bordering on the absurd, because there are some moments with his wannabe wifey, and I'm like,
Albedo.
Albedo. Like Alfredo, but Albedo. Where
that last minute programming switch in episode 1, though, just that one last little bit that altered her personality. Like, I can see that happening if you just, you add something on a whim. Haha, it doesn't have to be perfect. Oh, shit. Like, I love it. I love it. I love it.
Well, because some of her stuff, it could border on like, this is too much, but I'm like, they do a good job of enough and then go back. Which, funny side note, I looked up the company that made this show way back when, or at least distributed or something. I'm a little unclear. I didn't fully look. But they did also Tanya, Saga of Evil, which I've talked about, and some of the stylization is very similar in the art.
Yeah.
And the closing theme song of Season 1 is very similar to the theme song for Tanya. And I'm like, before I looked, I went, wow, that sounds really similar. And I look at them like, oh, that's one of their titles, as well as Konosuba, as well as Rise of the Shield Hero, and Zero. It's like, I feel they do isekai stuff.
The rare double isekai. No, the season 1 opening, and I think it's the season 3 ending, are 2 of my favorites and absolutely amazing. But yeah, no, Cocutus is my boy. So, like, I have...
He's
who's Katie's favorite character? It's usually fairly easy to peg Katie's favorite character in any given media. And that's one of the tropes, is like, tries very hard, honorable warrior type. And like, all right, I'm in. Honorable warrior with a soft spot. And one of the characters who's not going to be responsible for the super weird horny on main we get on occasion in this show. Like, I like the show, but occasionally it's just like, I need y'all to stop. I'm a little too ace for this. I can handle the violence, but the horny on main is like, I need you to stop.
Ish now. Ish. He doesn't... I want them to keep coming back to that, because they do it more in season 1, and it makes sense as he progresses that he doesn't have as much self-commentary, because he's been in it for a while. But I'm like, but
he still does back.
Okay, good. I'm like, I want more of that.
You're in the middle of the arc with the lizard folk.
Yeah,
and the arc with the lizard folk. Yeah. It's very good at pulling the camera back and showing you how the rest of the world functions in an extended way, and also making a point that not all the people on this world look like humans. Like there are plenty of people and societies that do not conform to human sensibilities.
Yes.
And that's fine.
Ish.
So it's
the lizard people of make baby.
I love them. I love the lizard
folk. They were very
folk.
funny.
The lizard folk arc is a lot of fun. It's
all right, so
good.
go watch Overwatch if you are not up to date on that.
Overlord, but also Overwatch.
The other Overlord. All right,
watch them both. Watch them both. Tons of content.
Okay, so that's part of the stuff you should check out. Then also I would tie in saying go check out My American Horror Stories walkthrough because it's FX, but I think I mainly just included that bit. Season 2, I am so much happier with season 2 of American Horror Stories. Season 1, episode 1 I liked better than episode 2, but I liked a lot of what they did with episode 2. No spoilers, don't worry. It is horror, like it is hardcore, graphic, some sexual content for season 1 of aggressive, like not yay sex, it's a bad sex. And it's just season 1, I felt they took too long to get to the point because it's a short story. You need to get there way faster. You needed to, if I don't care about these characters, I'm happier if they die faster, which that doesn't happen. That happens.
That's just your basic horror movie stuff. Like you're either rooting for these characters to live or you're rooting for these characters to get mauled. The one in between is the camera guy in Scream 2 who was like, no, I know how this stuff works out, and leaves and survives. Like that is the one happy medium I will take. But for horror media, you either want them to live or you want them to not live in the most entertaining way possible.
Yeah, and that was one of the shorts in the first season of Stories because it took way too long to get them killed. And I'm like, I really don't care. It took way too long. We get the point. We get there. They're shitty characters. Then the other thing I would say was season 1 also had some issues, I think, with how they addressed sexuality. And I didn't appreciate how they vilified certain stuff, which that could be a whole other discussion for another time. But anyways, the point is season 2 off to a really good start, makes me very excited to see more. Also saw, speaking more in the horror vein, but on the lighter side in a way, because it's more of a spooky Western. I saw Nope. I thought that was really fun. It is, like I said, more spooky Western because it is slower like a Western with more spooky parts. Like it's a
Jordan Peele movie.
Yeah. So
layers like onions, benefits from a rewatch, also benefits from all of those explain the symbolism and here are things you missed videos.
Yeah, because there's definitely a few things that don't get answered within the film, which I'm okay with because I feel like our characters never find out their answer. So I'm like, it's okay. But yeah, I thought it was cool. So yes, good. Katie, what have you been watching, reading stuff?
A metric ton of Overwatch, but we talked about that. It's good for my soul. We finished Arcane the other night because we've been doing it as like a weekly movie night thing, a few episodes at a time. I'm still processing that ending. And I don't want to, we're not going to go into spoilers here. So you're like, I don't want to know how it ends. Well, I'm not going to tell you any details.
Yeah.
But
how it is.
It's a beautiful show. It's a beautiful show. It's very well crafted, very well acted. And my God, the animation and the fight choreography is so good. Cool. I kept watching Vi boxing and going, this is so interesting because it's like, this isn't crazy anime choreography. This is like how people would actually do it.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed it. I enjoyed watching things develop. I enjoyed seeing how things went. I enjoyed potential lesbians. That ending was a rough one for me. I understand why they did it. And it's not like it didn't work. And it's not like it was bad. I'm not going to stand here and say it was bad because that's not the case. I did not enjoy it. I was not prepared for that. And I was definitely not prepared for an ending like that in the times we live in now. I feel like the sort of message that ending sent is not one that I needed in the year of our Lord 2020. So, very happy ending. But yeah, it's good. It's worth watching. Just like, I wish that I could have gone into it prepared, but I also didn't want spoilers, so there's not really a good
it's a
way
hard balance there.
Yeah, there's not really a good way to do that.
Well, that's like I don't even want trailers sometimes. I'm like Nope. We went in with a small group and we were like, I have not seen any real trailers about this. I know nothing. We're like, perfect. I'd rather know nothing about a movie. Almost.
To be fair, even if you've watched the trailers, they don't tell you a damn thing, and that is by design.
I just don't even want to see the visuals.
That's fair.
Sometimes
That's fair.
I'm like, keep it fresh.
That is absolutely fair. But yeah,
yay.
Yeah, we finished Arcane, and then I have mostly just been watching YouTube stuff. It's been Game Grumps, it's been 10-minute Power Hour, it's been things that I can just kind of put in my ear holes and go. It's been a couple of weeks like that. And again, one of those weeks was 40 hours of Overwatch spread over the evenings when it's usually during the day. So that was like a lot. The new season of Hell of a Boss just started. That's a fun one. For those not familiar, it's on YouTube, actually. It is made by VivziePop and her studio. For those who saw the pilot of Has Been Hotel when it dropped, same people, same setting, just camera shifted slightly to the left and down a level. It's about hell. Has Been Hotel is about the Princess of Hell attempting to redeem sinners.
It's
so
they
don't get
style of animation,
purged.
Right?
It's very unique. It's beautiful. And Has Been Hotel so far is a musical. The reason we haven't had more Has Been Hotel is because A24 picked it up. So that's probably going to be animated, produced, etc., or at least funded by A24. So that'll be interesting because A24 stuff generally is. But same people, same art style. Hell of a Boss is about a bunch of imps in a business where they assassinate people. So they escape to the human world, assassinate people, and then escape back to hell. And it's all part of their business. It's very loud. It's a little crude. It's a lot of profanity, a lot of violence. And there are parts of it that are just so damn sweet. Because two of them are in just this wonderful, loving marriage, and it's actually very, very cute. Like, there are some very toxic interpersonal relationships, and it's set in hell. But there is some really, really interesting character dynamics. There are some absolutely fantastic songs, and you get some really interesting voice cameos. Alex Brightman is in a couple episodes of this. And for those of you like, who the hell is Alex Brightman? He is currently Beetlejuice on Broadway. And before Beetlejuice, he was doing Jack Black's character in School of Rock on Broadway.
Nice.
Yeah, he's got that kind of voice. The Beetlejuice musical is very good. You should absolutely listen to the soundtrack, which is available on Spotify. And also, sometimes people put clips of the musical up. So, yeah, consume the Beetlejuice musical. It's amazing. Hell of a Boss, you kind of got to go in prepared. This is very much extremely not for kids, but it's a fun one. The pilot is mediocre. The first episode is great. It's one of those where the pilot was okay, and then they just took all the criticism and all of the, well, this could be better here, and cranked it up to 11 and went. Norman Reedus does a voice in the season finale. It's so much fun.
Nice.
So yeah, no, not the season finale. I think it was a mid-season episode. I'm getting this mid-season.
No, it's all right.
Watch Hell of a Boss if you are up for that sort of thing. I've realized that's not going to be for everyone, and that's fine. It's irreverent and inappropriate, and the warnings at the beginning are there for a reason. But like, I love Hell of a Boss. It's really funny. It's a good time.
Yes.
It's a good time.
Quick shout out to the chat. John Knight says, just finished Rising of the Shield Hero Season 2. Sweet. And yes, we talked about this at the beginning. My Hero Academia Season 5 OVA English dub now on Crunchyroll and Funimation.
Please. Smile as though you are in hell. I'm still boggled that they named an episode that, but like, I'm here for it, and they're right, and they should say it.
Alrighty.
It's so good.
Well, we've covered all the stuff. I'm like, this is everything? Yes, this is everything. Monday energy again. Woo!
So much. Everything
there's
happens
a lot.
so much.
So thank you so much for tuning in. If you watched this live and joined us in the live chat, and if not, no worries. Comment down below your thoughts on the different topics we covered. Get ready for watching Overlord Season 4 starting next week. And Katie, where can people find you online?
You can find me being super excited about Overlord. You can follow me all over the social medias as well as on YouTube and Twitch at Kiaxet. That is Kiaxet. I forgot to mention that we're watching Ruby Ice Queendom. We just dropped the. Actually, I need to go make that public because right now it's patrons only. We've been doing discussion videos after each episode. So the episode 4 discussion video is going to be public later tonight, and we're going to record 5 sometime this week. I am also on a YouTube channel called Silver Screams, Silver_Screams. It is a horror channel, and that is where Megan and I do horror stuff. So we have an hour-long Q&A about Nope, because she went to see it and I didn't, and I wanted to know what the hell it was about. So that's kind of what the video's about. Mostly just like, and then what happened? That tied into this. Oh my God. Like me sitting here going, excuse me, the what? With the what? Did the what? Run that by me again. So that's a fun video. We also have a reaction video to the Halloween Ends trailers. And if you've watched any of our reactions to Halloween stuff in particular, Halloween trailers get very genuine reactions out of me. The things that people watch reaction videos for. So if you want to see that, that is on the Silver Screams channel. Aside from that, it is mostly just me yelling into the void on Twitch about things that I am watching, going through, life, you know, all that fun stuff.
Yes.
I said Twitch. I meant Twitter. Oh, what a day.
I was like, sure.
What day is it? Ah! Happy August.
Yes, happy August 1st.
It's Odaiba Day. It's Odaiba Day. Happy Odaiba Day. Go find your Digimon partner.
Yeah. There we go. You can all follow me online at Carrie D Lane across all social media platforms. There's stuff over on my Twitter, TikTok. Well, speaking of the other,
they all start with T. I'm dying.
It's over on my TikTok, but eventually it goes over on my Instagram too. So if you're not on TikTok, that's okay. It'll be on Instagram eventually. Also check out the FANVERSATION Instagram and Twitter. They are not on TikTok, but we are not. But I post it, so it's from mine, so it's all in there. But anyways, there's different content across those platforms from Comic-Con, Anime Expo, all the things. So check those out. And tune in next week as we start Overlord. And stay tuned for more exciting stuff coming your way. So thank you for watching. We love you. And happy August 1st. So it's like, it's my birthday month. So I'm excited that month, August.
Happy birthday month.
Yay. Yay. So yes, we'll see you all next week. Bye.